Despite living in an era of technological advancement and material abundance, many people our age feel more lost and more unsatisfied than ever. Ever wondered why Gen Zs feel so unhappy in today's world despite the endless possibilities? Let's dive in and find out.
So recently, I've seen a lot of people online doing this new trend called raw dogging. And basically, they're doing it in long haul flights, at work, and even at clubs. And if you're hearing this term for the first time, like I did before, you're probably getting the wrong idea. It seemed like the world has finally gone crazy, and I'm pretty on board with that. It's pretty odd, I know, but I kind of get why they're doing this. Raw dogging is when the person does not check their phones, no social media, no magazines, no books. Basically, they're not doing anything. Some might even take it up a notch and refuse to eat or go to the bathroom. You see, for the past couple of months, I've been doing the same thing, but I just didn't know that it was a coined term. So instead of a 12-hour long haul flight, I've been doing it to and from work. And one day I was just thinking, it's not a requirement for us to use our phones on trains or anything, so why do we have to use them? And I just decided to put my phone down and just enjoy the ride. And it's been an eye opening experience from day one. It's kind of like that scene from The Matrix where Neo wakes up from his sleeping pod and sees an endless row of people in hibernation, but instead of people hibernating in trains, you're seeing everybody looking down at their phones like this. I guess I was kind of sick of the overstimulation of being with my phone at all times. You see, if you think about it on a deeper level, being on your phone when you don't need to be on your phone is kind of like a kid who's 6, 7 years old and he's still using a pacifier. It just looks a little off. When your dopamine levels are constantly kept at a high, that becomes your new normal. And so you seek out more excitement, more drama to give your brain that little buzz that you always wanted to look for. And you just keep wanting more.
And that's why nowadays people are searching for dopamine 24/7. Social media, porn, junk food, these are all examples of short term pleasures that result in long term pain. A lot of people don't understand that there's different types of happiness because happiness is often linked with external factors such as getting a new phone, a thrilling one night stand, or getting likes on a post. However, true happiness comes from within. It's a deep and lasting state that isn't swayed by external factors. So why are Gen Zs in particular struggling with this? Well, there's several socio-economic factors that play a role. Let's break it down. The first one is economic uncertainty. Despite living in a time of technological progress, economic stability seems more out of reach than ever. Rising student debts, a high cost of living, and a competitive job market all contribute to stress and anxiety. The second one is social media pressure. Constant exposure to curated, idealized versions of other people's lives can lead to a feeling of inadequacy and low self-esteem. The next one is climate anxiety. Growing up with the looming threat of climate change adds a layer of existential dread that previous generations didn't have to face as acutely. And the last one is overwhelm of choices. Paradoxically, having too many choices can lead to decision paralysis and dissatisfaction. The pressure to choose the perfect choice, whether it be in your career, relationships, or even leisure activities, can be overwhelming.
These factors create a perfect storm of external pressures. Many people turn to material things or thrilling experiences to fill that void, and most people mistake those fleeting moments for genuine happiness or joy. But when the thrill fades, the sense of emptiness usually intensifies. Here's a thought. What if the very society that promises us happiness through consumerism is actually the one that's causing us to be miserable? The constant bombardment of advertisements and social media influencers who are pushing the latest trends at all times might just be exploiting our deepest insecurities and trying to profit from that. It's time to rethink what truly matters to you. I used to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on designer stuff every single year because I used to think, okay, there's no need for me to buy a house in this economy. I'm never going to be able to afford it. I don't need a car. I just take the public transport. So what's the point of saving money, you know? Save it for a rainy day, that's what people say. But why don't we just enjoy it while we have it? So I thought, why don't I just spend on stuff that would make people think that I'm a baller? You know, the stuff that make people go, wow, that's the latest um, designer sneaker. That's the latest thing from LV. Okay, great. What's next though? Every time a comment was made by my friends or a stranger that passed by, I would get such a kick out of it. I would be thinking, oh my God, this is my purpose, you know? Like, I found my calling. This is it. Like, buying the best trendy stuff is what I'm born to do. And then I start going to see, oh, there's new stuff. There's bigger and better stuff. And the chase doesn't end. It just keeps going. But I just want to say though, finding joy from within doesn't mean that you gotta abandon all material pursuits because we still need to live. You know, it's unrealistic to say we don't need anything in our lives. We just need bread and water. But recognizing that these material possessions don't bring you fulfillment, that is the key, I feel like, to finding joy from within.
So, how can we shift from seeking external validation to cultivating inner peace? Well, here are some strategies that can help you find inner peace from within. The first one is mindfulness and meditation. Taking time each day to meditate can center your thoughts and bring a sense of calmness. It's about being in the present moment without any judgment. Mindfulness and meditation doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as taking a few deep breaths, focusing on your senses or your breath, or even doing a full body scan. Personally, I find that starting my day off with a 10-minute meditation sets a positive tone for the rest of the day. The next one is passion and purpose. Find activities that align with your values as well as your passions and your purposes. Whether it's volunteering, creating art, or pursuing your hobby, engaging in meaningful activities like these can lead to a deep state of fulfillment. For me personally, football has been a great way to express myself and to find peace. It's not about running around and burning calories. It's more about enjoying the process and fully immersing myself into the activities so that all of my worries disappear. The third one is meaningful connections. Invest in relationships that bring genuine connection and support. It's not about the amount of friends that you have, but the quality of the relationships. Spending time with people who truly care about you can bring a sense of security and belonging. It's these deep, meaningful connections that truly enrich our lives. And the last one is practicing gratitude. Regularly reflecting on what you're grateful for can shift your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in your life. This simple practice can transform your outlook. Every night before bed, I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. It helps me end my day on a positive note and reminds me of all the good things in life, whether it's big or small.
I think one thing important to keep in the back of your head is there's no need to look at other people and see what makes them happy should make you happy. You know, like everybody's talking about the rat race, you know, getting that money, getting that house, getting that car, getting that woman. But if you inside, you're feeling unfulfilled and you're still not feeling joyous deep down, then all of those things don't matter. You gotta start from within, and those things will likely fall into place.